So I want to break down. Let's get into it. 4 reasons why I think Kendrick Lamar is the most overrated rapper of all time. So first off, I think it's the lyricism. People talk about him like he's a great lyricist. So I want to really quickly point out. I've said this before. My definition for lyricism, and it may not be the same as everyone's, but to me, there are 3 factors of lyricism, and it is vocabulary, it is metaphors or punchlines or entendres or anything like that, those type of literary devices. And then of course to me it's the rhyme scheme. How many words rhyme in your bars. And so those 3 things to me make up lyricism. And when it comes to, we can break down each one of these. I mean, when it comes to vocabulary, I'm gonna share my screen because I want to talk about this right here. This is from pudding is just a somebody analyzed all of the words, the first 35,000 words, lyrics in every rapper's catalog, and they just put them on. Let's see how many unique words there were. Right? Analyze how many unique words they had. How large is their vocabulary, right? And when we look for Kendrick Lamar, this list goes from, the lowest is 2,472 NF. I guess,
heard of him.
You never heard of NF? He's a Christian rapper, or I guess
good stuff.
Christian rapper. But he's not he doesn't have a large vocabulary. He usually just yelling about how angry he is at the world. And that's
right,
cool.
I want you to go to the top 2 first, real quick, before you get into your point.
A$AP Rock is the number one by far, 7,879, and we're gonna talk about him later. And then this guy Bus Driver, I honestly never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, never heard of him. But some of the the GZA, Jedi Mind Tricks, MF Doom, Wu-Tang in general as a whole group, the RZA, Cannabis, Ghostface, Delta, fucking Homo Sapien. These are Immortal Technique, Black Thought. These are the top end, right? Top end, lyricists. All those people I named are undoubtedly some of the greatest lyricists of all time. Right. And anyone who's a great lyricist, most of them are on, past this 4,000 mark. Okay. Mm-hmm. We look at, Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe is even past this 4,000 mark. Right. And I don't think anybody's saying he's like the greatest lyricist of all time, but Kendrick Lamar is right here, barely past this mark, 4,000, and 17 unique words used. He doesn't have some super extensive vocabulary. That's not what this guy does. How many times you hear Kendrick Lamar rap and you say, oh wow, that was an interesting word that he rhymed there, or wow, I need to look that word up. That doesn't happen often. That's not what he's doing. Okay.
This is dope, man.
Yeah, this is a really dope thing that done. And he breaks it down even by era that the rappers came out. And you see people in the 2010s have a way lower vocabulary. This is why, these new rappers are trash. But you see, the blues, the 2000s. You see a lot of the best, MF Doom. He's counting MF Doom from when he started as MF Doom. Obviously a big, some of the, greatest rappers right here, over here in the blue, and in the 90s, of course. So 2000s and 90s. But you see over here, Kendrick is in this group right here. So with the Tupac's, MC Lyte, Scarface, 3-6, UGK, Jadakiss. There's some great rappers in here. T.I., Big Crit.
Great rappers, not necessarily great lyricists.
Exactly. Great rappers,
exactly,
not necessarily great lyricists.
There's a difference.
And that's my point. Sure. And that's one of the things I want to make clear is not that I'm saying Kendrick is not a good rapper. I'm just saying that what people rate him as is overrated. We got to just accurately talk about him in a fair way, like we do everyone else. Talk about what he's great at and what he's not, objectively.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not, setting the mark for vocabulary, rhyme scheme. He's not setting the mark. We talked about Rigor Mortis as being his best song. And in that song, I mean, really, he really relies on just his flow carries it. Yeah. And he really just relies on using that A sound, got me breathing with dragons. I cracked the egg in your basket. It's just relying on that A sound over and over again. And it's not like he's rhyming every single word in the track. And he does what he does is very well. He does that. He hits that long A sound on like every bar, every beat, and it's just like it's really cool the way he does it. It's great.
Yep.
It's absolutely great. Okay, I'm not hating on the song at all. It's amazing, but it is not he's not rhyming he's not rhyming some big words together. It's not like every syllable rhymes. It's not like every word rhymes. It's not on some Doom level type rhyming, right? Doom will say 2 bars and every single word in those 2 bars rhyme with each other, right? And it says something that's meaningful, which leads me to my next point is the content. So the second thing that I have against Kendrick Lamar is I never heard, and I'm going to stop sharing this screen, but personally, I've never heard Kendrick Lamar say something to me that is life-changing in some way. In the same way, like Pac says things all the time in his music that is impactful, or Nas, or Lupe, even, or so many Common, or so many of these rappers, I feel like have said things that made me think about, or make me really reflect, and in some way. I've never had Kendrick Lamar do that to me. Like, what does he talk about that is really, like I say, we said this in the last video, he doesn't make any statements.
This is the hardest one to, everybody, some people might sit at home and feel that and think, oh, this did touch me. My auntie is a man now, might really touch them. So I don't know, okay, you know what I mean? Like, cool, that did it for you, but I never got that. I never got that. Even as much as like To Pimp a Butterfly, when that came out, I was like, wow, this is it's the first album I thought that was really like on that type of I guess mindset at the time. For I guess that had been out in a long time. It made me think of earlier Ice Cube stuff. At the same time, I never listened to that no more. So as far as it being like something that was profound, I thought some of the songs were, but I don't get it to the same level that other people do. When you talk to people, they'll like I said, you see some of the reviews for Mr. Morale, and they're talking about how I sit in the room and cry every time I listen to it. It's like you a grown man, like I don't get it. What can I say?
I agree. And now you're right. Everyone relates to different things. So I don't, I'm not hating on if his music really touched you, that's cool. It's great. I just, when you hear someone, you mentioned Ice Cube, he's making statements. He's got things to say, that he made, whether it's, F the police or something like that, he's saying something. Very clear. It's not cloudy or murky what he's saying. It's clear. It's in your face. In fact, Chuck D and Tupac and these type of people, those are the revolutionary type of rappers of the past. I don't feel like Kendrick Lamar is on that level. But people put him on that level. I feel like people put him on that pedestal to make him sound like he's some, great pro-black rapper, when I just feel like it's not the same. I just feel like it's a discredit to all of those previous pro-black rappers.
I agree with it being, I feel that way, but I can't speak to some of these. Maybe they're younger people. Maybe they don't. Maybe they never heard an Ice Cube album. Maybe they never heard America's Most. I don't know where they were. Maybe this is that for them. So if that's that for them, I don't want to be too harsh in my criticism. I think that's I'm sorry for them, but if they feel like that, they feel like he was that dude for them. I can understand that. So this one is the one that I would have to give moderate pushback on. Okay. Is that I don't know if I can completely wholeheartedly agree with this one because maybe some people did feel like that.
And that's fair. That's fair. I could understand content, is different for everyone. So, well, this leads me to my third point. Okay, and this one is short. His voice sucks. I hate, and then he changes it on purpose. He does.
His voice itself does not suck. It's the voice changes that
exactly. Suck. He plays. He wants to do the high pitched voice. When he's rapping on rigor mortis, I'm not annoyed at his voice, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. But when he's pushing these off me like all that stuff, I can't stand it.
So bad.
I can't stand that.
Yeah, man.
I don't like when Nicki Minaj does it. I don't like when anybody's doing that stuff. I mean, like, there's some people that do cool stuff with their voice, like Busta Rhymes, but like, that's not what he's doing. He's not to that level. It's not fun or interesting to me. So,
exactly. I feel that. I don't know. Yeah, the voice changer thing, I don't like it for most rappers. I don't understand why that's something that they incorporate into their rhyming. Like, who did that first to make it so hot? But I hate it. I hate when people don't use their voice because your voice is a part of the reason why you are who you are to me. Because there's certain rappers I don't like purely because of West Coast rap. I can't stand it. I don't like the way they sound. That's fine. That's just my own bias, but that's who you are. Like, if you're a West Coast rapper, of course you're gonna sound like you're from the West Coast. That's what makes you who you are. I don't understand changing the voice things and this or that. I hate it.
No, that's an artistic choice.
That's not. I hate it every time.
That's a regional thing. That's
right.
J-Rock not doing that. That's him.
I'm not saying
that's what he likes to do.
I'm saying, yeah, exactly. I hate all rappers who do that. Honestly,
he doesn't do it on every song. He doesn't do it on every song. He doesn't do it all the time. He chooses to do it, and that's more of his modern, that's his newer choices. Yeah. Because he doesn't do it on all features or all stuff that he's on. So it's a choice that he makes on the song. He thinks that that's better for the song.
Right.
Some people seem to agree. I can't stand it. I think it's terrible.
Ever.
I don't want no part of it. I never, some of the voices are so bad. But again, well, what can I say? Some people think that that's good. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, I felt the same way when Wayne would do weird stuff with his voice.
Yeah,
and people loved
anybody. That. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, I guess, because it's not bad for everybody.
I don't like auto-tune. I mean, so, hey, maybe I'm the one that's just boring. I just think there's some rappers, again, a lot of those rappers we talked about, what makes them great also is they have amazing voices, and, you can listen to, them rap. They didn't have to do silly stuff with their voice.
I said, that's the number one thing for an artist, honestly, to me, is your voice / cadence. Like, that makes you who you are. Like, if somebody sent me a song the other day for West Side Gun, and they had A$AP Rocky on it, and A$AP Rocky was trying to rap like West Side on the album, and I was like,
"Is that Strangers?"
This is, I don't remember.
No, I might be mixing that up with the song from Cheat Codes.
I could pull it up, but what I'm like,
no, that's Shootouts in Soho.
Yeah. Shootouts in Soho, exactly.
Oh, that's
and dope. I hated it. I hated A$AP Rocky's verse because I like old A$AP when he was, "This is who I'm coming out as. This is the sound this is my sound," and that's how I fell in love with A$AP. This is who he sounds like. This is what I want to hear from this person. So when he tries to go on West Side album and sound like how West Side is rapping on that, I'm not a fan of that person.
I didn't think he was trying to sound like West Side on that.
Yeah, I don't mind. And I
have the exact same cadence as West Side.
But see, that's different. Like, okay, so my thing is, I don't mind when a rapper, a feature, comes and does the style of the other artists, I usually think that's like a lot of times that's
Especially if they do it better.
Yeah, especially
That's too hard.
If
Exactly.
they come and do your style better,
you're not at that level.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're not at that level though.
Well, you would think Rocky would
really
be
hard to
rap
do.
West Side.
he should be. He definitely should be.
I don't like
West
that
Side.
flow
The
from
Fly
him,
guys
personally.
don't always get washed.
Right?
Yeah.
So that this is one that I didn't even have on my list. So this is a bonus reason why I don't like Kendrick Lamar. I think he's
Bonus
overrated.
hate.
He does not compete. He talks all that smoking on top 5, but he's not rapping with other top rappers. He's not rapping with your top 5. And even when he has the opportunity to, he dodges it seems like. And so
Let's not forget, every feature he did for a while was trash. Like every time he would pop up on a song for a while was trash. I remember that I think it was a Jeezy song with him and J. Cole on it. All he did was like sing on the track. Like this is your chance to prove you're better than your peers, and you just dodging it. It's terrible.
Yeah, he just sings on the Forbidden Fruit with J. Cole. I don't know.
He raps with them, but he don't rap with really people outside of them. Not in a long time, at least.
Outside of who?
Outside of TDE.
Oh, right.
In a long time. I mean, he was on the NERD album.
Okay, yeah, but that's
what else I remember him on.
And he had great features on the NERD, but he's rapping with Pharrell. I mean, like Pharrell's not.
No. Look, I agree. So I'm trying to think of some other features. Maybe I missed some. I mean, he rapping with Trash. His cousin is Trash. Baby Keem or whatever. That dude sucks too. His voice worse than Kendrick.
On his newest album, he rapped with Ghostface and he got washed.
He did get washed by Ghostface and Kodak.
Yeah. And then he got washed by Kodak on his album. So that's 2 rappers on your album, and he didn't beat either one. Then on this Control verse, his infamous Control verse, Jay Electronica washed him. Everyone talked about his verse, but all he did was drop a bunch of names. Jay Electronica had clearly the better verse. So I've never heard Kendrick Lamar on a track out rap other rappers outside of his camp. And so I don't. Never might be hard to say, but it's not.
I'm trying to think.
Memorable.
I gotta hear it. I gotta try to remember. I can't think of none off the top of my head. But
for any other top tier rapper, we would be able to name their best guest appearances and who they washed, when they washed them. With Kendrick, you can't do that. And rap is a competitive sport. You can't come out here saying I'm smoking on top 5 and then have never ever topped a top 5 rap artist.
Dang, okay. Look, I didn't even think about that, man. Dang, you're breaking it down.
So this is my thing. This is what makes him overrated. Because if people are gonna put him on their top 5, on their top 10, then I need to see evidence against other rappers. He's got plenty of opportunities to do that. He just won't do it. And then finally, I wanted to talk about his biting. My reason number 4 or 5 here because I had that bonus one. So reason number 5 is the biting. And now I challenge people on our YouTube comments to tell me, what he does that's original or things like that. He gets a lot of credit for originality, right? Whenever he does these projects, this We Cry Together, people are like, wow, it's amazing. But then it's like, okay, well, the RZA has a song like that already. Other people have done that. Why does he get this credit like he did something new and original when it's not new and original? The Heart Part 5 came out, and I said this in the last video, but I don't think a lot of people, listen all the way through, right? They probably haven't listened all the way through this part. But the Heart Part 5 came out, and it's exactly like a video from another rapper on YouTube called AK. The song's name is Family Tree, and it's just him. He has the deep fake face of every other rapper, right?
No, huh?
We could pause the video and we could go watch it right now. Right now, because it's exactly like it, right? Mm-hmm. And then the Company Man did a video years ago back when Lupe had accused Kendrick of stealing his ideas. And when he broke down all of the ways Kendrick gets stolen. The name of the video, of the company man's video, is "Steal Like an Artist."
I remember that one.
Yeah, and so Kendrick is it's one time is one thing, but when it's consistent thing, it's like, wow, it's not okay. We can't keep giving somebody credit like they're the most original person in the world and be biting. When Lupe dropped his album that played backwards and forwards, Kendrick dropped his album that played backwards and forwards. And all these different ideas. Lupe, does this karate stuff. Playing
but Kendrick won a Pulitzer,
right? Kendrick gets the prizes and stuff like that. He's loved by the media. When is he really the one coming up with all these ideas? That's the question.
But my thing about biting is, all right, some of it I don't care about. If you steal somebody's flow, I don't care about that personally, because you're trying a new flow. Like you said, when somebody gets on other rapper songs, they're gonna try their flow most of the time. This or that. I don't care about that type of stuff. But certain things, like if you roll your album out the exact same way, or if you put out the same type of album, like you said, front and back, that's weird to me. Like there's no way that was a coincidence. Just give homage to people. Like I don't understand why that stopped being a thing. But if you just said like, nah, this isn't original, or somebody inspired me, or this or that, then it would be all cool. But Kendrick lets people heap all of this praise on him, and he never says anything.
Right. That's my thing. If he came out and said, "Yo, I was inspired by, RZA's, was domestic violence," and then you'd be like, "Okay, cool. I get that. That's perfectly fine." But that's not what he doesn't. That's not. He never says anything. He just takes all the praise, like you said. So I really do want y'all to watch that AK
you lay
video.
out a compelling case, man. This is
I saw that AK video.
Indictment, man. Yeah. This is an indictment on this man. You got it laid out like a lawyer. You went through the case step by step with evidence, and I will direct you now. The jury direct them to evidence 3B. This dude be biting like, dang. Oh, I don't know how your comments is gonna get up in there. Let's be nice and say the Kendrick fans. Let's not use some derogatory terms. I don't know how they're gonna get in the comments and really have a lot to refute, man, because you laid it out like it seemed open and shut.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like I said, all that's to say,
who else made My Auntie Is a Man Now? Who else made that?
No, you're right. Nobody's made that. That's 2022 all over it. Nobody's done that. That's I have my issues with that song, but it's original. It's original.
You definitely trying to get us canceled, right?
I'm not.
Hey, I'm just saying. Look, man. You didn't get that man his credit. Get that man his credit, bro.
Yeah, you ought to get canceled.
Auntie is a man now.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh man.
So.
That touched some people, dog. Come on, stop, dog. That touched some people. Some people can relate to that.
I got no issues with that.
Dude got like 8 Grammy noms off this album. This album is straight trash too.
Terrible.
It is. Enough with the saying his albums are classic, but then not wanting to replay them. Like that's not
never
a thing.
Replay T-Pab, and I'm never gonna replay this album again.
Right.
And when T-Pab came out, I was like, oh, because I like the message. And whatever this album is, the message it's not for me. I guess it's for people with some kind of mental problems or whatever. But cool, man. I'm never listening to that crap again. So that's a big thing for music. Don't you want to hear it over and over? My favorite songs, I want to play them over and over, over and over, over and over. And, I thought Section 80 got a bunch of those songs.
I love Section 80.
Overly Dedicated.
Good Kid got a bunch of those songs.
Yeah.
And then it's not the same.
Then it stopped.
And people talk about Damn. One of my biggest things with Damn was I thought Damn sucked. Okay, let me be fair. I thought that half the album sucked.
Right.
And people be hyping up songs like that they like, and people. You talk to people. I talk to people all the time. they're like, "Oh, this song is so good." I'm just like, "Fam, you sit in your car driving around listening to like Love." I hate these songs. I don't get it. Feel free, enjoy yourself, but you won't catch me listening to it. So I don't get it. But you know, maybe because I'm not from LA.
Yeah, I don't think even people in LA bumping this new one. I mean,
nah, bro, they all riding around LA with the khakis on and the Chuck Taylor talking about my auntie is a man now.
Dog, my thing is a domestic violence song. Like, if you listen to that in your car, that's sick.
They listen to that all the
listening
time.
to that yelling in your car, dog. Ain't no way.
It's terrible.
Going out this weekend, we putting on We Cry Together, dog.
Never. I can't listen to that.
If you really fight like that with your significant other, please
that's
get
crazy.
help. Please go to couples therapy.
Put the number across the bottom. Forget that gambling number we used to have. We got a new sponsor.
That is not good. It's not good. Yeah, I'm married. I've never had a fight like that with my wife.
Yo, I ain't never had a fight with that with no woman. Like,
never. Yeah,
it's time to break up immediately.
Immediately.
I don't care if you have sex after. Leave now. Like, that's toxic as hell.